أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك إنه لا يذل من واليت ولا يعز من عاديت تباركت ربنا وتعاليت فلك الحمد على ما قضيت نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Now the Qur'anic banquet, food for the soul, means we have to be ready now to train ourselves in this world. It means we are here for training purpose. We are in this world. If someone asks, why I'm taking for granted that God created us, why God has created me, the Muslim rhetoric is taken, of course, from the Quran, says, of course, to worship Him. Okay, to worship Him, but why He puts me in on tribulations, difficulties, etc. So we say, but this is the word of trial. Oh, okay, this is the word of trial. Well, trial for what? Trial for what? Of course, we can understand the word trial in two different sense. You will be taken to court and put on trial because you are accused of something. But a trial at the same time, being trained, it may mean at the same time being trained. That's why you are trialed. So what we understand from the Qur'anic usage of the word, God treats us in many ways in order to teach us. It means educate us, train us. So trial means I'm going to offer you something and you will have a certain attitude towards this offer, and accordingly you will learn something. So that is what trial is. But we will have the option not to learn. So trial will mean in this sense. Once I remember talking to brothers, sisters, to you earlier on an occasion that God tests us in a way that not because He doesn't know which kind of people we are, which kind of people we are going to be, but to teach us. It means, I remember giving this example, if it is a repetition for some of you, please forgive me. A good teacher gives a test to his students, a kind of punishment, in a way that he punishes the students. It means, you don't listen to me now, I'm going to give you a hard question so that when you don't answer, I'll make you fail. I'll fail you. Or other teachers don't know the situation, the quality of their students. What they do, they give a test in order to learn which kind of, or at which level they have learned. But as far as our creation is concerned, we look at our creation and we cannot say that my Creator doesn't know what will happen to me tomorrow. From the very beginning of my existence, I understand that the one who creates me knows what will happen to me tomorrow and which kind of attitude I will take, because His creatorship is absolute, so is His knowledge. So if the Creator has an absolute knowledge, it obviously means that He knows what I'm going to do tomorrow because He is beyond the limits of time. So He doesn't wonder what I will do, and He says, okay, let me see what this guy is going to do. But He knows. But why is test then? Why? A very good teacher actually comes to the class and teaches the class, and then he knows that students may not grasp some points in the subject. In order to help them to notice the fine points, he gives them a quiz, maybe a pop quiz or a test, so that they will learn. So while they are doing the quiz, they may fail, but the teacher does not mind that the students couldn't answer. Why? Because the problem is, the purpose of the test is not really to teach, to test them, but to make them notice what they have missed during the class. This is very important. That is the good teacher's way of giving a test to students. You know, I've been a teacher for many years. I know how bad a teacher I was. Sorry, maybe I was good, but you know, I know the difference. I know the difference from my professional background. So, well, when I was teaching something, so I was really taking notes of this, fine points, and then looking at the eyes of the students when they don't really get excited. They say, oh, it is that? I say, they are missing. So I take notes of it, and then at the end of the class, I give a test. And in the test, I ask that part. And most of them fail. Do you think I was happy? Yes, I was happy. Why? Not because I made them fail, because I made them realize what their mistake was, what they missed. That is the teaching. It means we should never forget that. The test is, in principle, has to be a part of teaching. I think we have to write it down there somewhere. So we should. The good test is a part of teaching. If a test is not a part of teaching, it is not supporting the process of teaching, it's a bad test. And we don't expect our Creator to give us a bad test, because He's not the bad one. Look at the world. Do you think the one who made this world is a bad man or bad person? Look at yourself. Look at this one. So, but why we are undergoing very severe tests from time to time? Yeah, the worst of which is death. I'm not looking at you. So it's not, but it seems to be. It's not bad, but it seems to be that the death is the severest one. It makes everybody feel sad and unhappy and frightened of. But we have to understand that this world is a world of training. So let's go back one slide further. What's that? What is it saying here? Somebody can read it aloud, please. No one knows how to read English.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. After believing in God, immediately follows the second step: the Creator God or the Educator God.
Wow. Now, when I took this Creator God, Khaliq in Arabic, Educator God is Rabb. Those who are familiar with the language, when we say Rabb, some people translate it, generally it is translated in the translations of the Quran as the Lord. Or some people insist that Lord has another kind of connotation, servant and Lord. They don't like this connotation. Maybe right. We are not here to criticize people. but some say sustainer, because Rab means really sustains. But we know the practical usage of the word in Arabic language, some derivations of it, tarbiyah, murabbiya, it means educator, take care of. You say? Sorry?
Caregiver.
Caregiver. For example, if someone is really taking care of the house, this person is called Rabbul Bayt, usually ladies. So it means Sahibul Bayt, it means the one who takes care of this house, and he or she is the responsible person what is going on in their house. So when we accept that, we have been discussing on the subject on various occasions and many occasions that we have a creator, definitely, that's almost sure. For everybody, especially those who are present here, if someone has a problem, we can talk about it, but let's say we accept that the universe has been created and this creator is God, in Arabic, Allah. So God. So we usually see God as the creator God. Is it anything wrong with it? No, not at all. It's reality. He is the creator God. He created the universe. Or we call the one who created the universe, which means we emphasize on this difference. Created the universe means gave existence to anything, any being in this world. It means, I don't really, creator is okay, but I prefer to use existence giver. It means I need to explain my existence, so I have to look for the source of my existence. Who or what gave me my existence? Who or what gave whatever? For example, for my power of sight, power of thinking, reasoning, who gave the existence of this reasoning that I have? So we have to ask. Or for example, if you say this, a famous example with my best friend, without which I can't read. So the glasses. Who created glasses is different from the question. Is different from who created the shape of the glasses. Qualities of the glasses. Because we miss that part. We miss usually the materialistic approach to the existence and to the world, and when they try to give an answer to this very substantial question, then how do you explain cosmos, or what is your cosmology or view on cosmology? It means how to explain existence. Or they say the matter, blah blah blah. They come together, they take this shape, but they never ask the question, who gave shape the existence? They miss this point. They also make us miss that point. So creator is the one who gives existence to everything in its entirety, with all its qualities, with all the properties that the matter has. Not only giving existence to matter, for example, giving existence to atoms. So no, what is happening in the atoms? Then electrons are moving. Who is giving existence to the motion of the electrons? I have to ask that. Because motion is a concept which needs to be a phenomena, which needs to be explained. So that is good. That's very important to see God as the creator God. Okay, but we in our practical lives, we don't have many problems with the creator God. When it comes to something that I don't like, I start saying that which kind of God who created that event that I don't like, I'm not happy with. So in order to understand that, we have to see God not only as the creator God, which is very fundamental, but in our practical life, we have to see God as the educator God. Lord, educator, Rabb. You know, if a person has let's say, usually a child or some children, he says, I am making tarbiyah of my children, which means really I'm educating them. You know, but education means practically in the language of the Quran exactly what the Quran says. Rabb, Rabbul Alamin doesn't mean the creator. Something else, another quality is the creator, but Rabbul Alamin, the Lord of the whole universe, means takes, that's a technical explanation for the sake of commentary on the Quran, taking one thing, a being, from one point into another better point, educating it. That means Rabb. It means when you say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, praise be to the God who is the Lord of the world. It means taking care of the process of the words. It means taking the word from one point to another better point. That is Rabb. You know, it means really making tarbiyah, it means really educating, making progress of the faith. So if you see that our creator is our educator at the same time, we will expect from him to treat me in a way that I will make progress. Progress as far as human progress, as far as human life is concerned, what is progress? I will develop my human abilities and make myself or enable myself to understand my position better and better and better. Who I am, what I am doing in this world, in a better way. So, educator God means encourages me or gives me some opportunities so that I will be in a better position. Of course, for example, if you want to develop your muscles, your arm muscles, so what do? You do weightlifting. But it is heavy. So why do you struggle there? Oh, I need some muscles, you know, especially young guys want to have, you know, like this muscles that showing up here. Okay, but I'm struggling. If someone says, you know, I'm doing my gyms or other activities, so the athletes, for example, go through certain difficulties. Apparently, they are running or they are jumping up and down and doing certain actions and, you know, certain movements. Why do you bother? Say, no, I have to develop my body. Yeah, bodybuilding. Yeah. There seems to be an apparent contradiction there. If you want to develop yourself, your human qualities, you go under certain process which may seem to be difficulties. If we will study the certain verses, there are many verses, teaching us what what God provides us difficulties. In the language of the Quran, musibah. Something touches upon you, touches you, musibah. Something happens that you have to go through, you have to struggle through. while you are struggling, you are making progress. You are realizing something. You are learning something. Like the example we gave earlier on, while you are struggling with the test, whether you can get the right answer or the wrong answer is not very important, but you are realizing that I have not paid enough attention to learn this point. You say, I don't remember what was the professor said. Oh, I missed that point. Through the test, you realize what you have missed. That's a beautiful test. So teaches you better. Exactly in the same way, while we are living in this world, Creator God put something in front of me. When I face it, I say, what am I going to do now? It's a problem. I have to solve this problem. In order to solve this problem, I have to go through certain struggle. Seems to be difficulties, but while I am struggling with the difficulties, I am making progress. But with one condition, I have to see the Creator as the educator. If I don't see the Creator as the educator, so whatever He creates, if I like it, good. You are a good God. I'm happy with you. Okay. If I don't like it, you are a bad God. I don't really get educated in this attitude. It means I have to have a good attitude towards the Creator, that He is not only the Creator, but at the same time the educator. So, did we get this? We are free to interpret what He creates in the positive way or in a negative way. Let's see now the verse. Who would like to read it? Anybody? No one? Please, Bismillah.
قال ما منعك ألا تسجد إذا أمرأتك قال أنا خير منه خلقتني من نار وخلقته من نار.
Somebody with a, yeah, very good. Yes, loud voice.
And God said, "What has kept you from prostrating yourself when I commanded you?" Answered Iblis, "I am better than he. You have created me out of fire, whereas him you have created out of clay."
Thank you. Al-Araf. And Araf, the 7th chapter of the Quran, the verse number 12. Why did I bring this verse here? Because Iblis says, it attracts everybody's attention. Iblis says, I am better than Adam. We are not going to study all the story. It's a beautiful story, though we may sometimes later, but not now, not today. I am better than Adam. Okay, let's see, how did you come to this conclusion? So he says, you have created me out of fire, and whereas you have created Adam out of clay. Well, who's speaking? He's a good believer, isn't he? Yes, he is. He admits and accepts that God is the creator. Isn't that wrong? Yeah, it's a good believer in God. He says, you have created. He admits it. The language is very fine, very important. So, accepting God as the creator is necessary, but not sufficient. Even Iblis said so. Oh, I say, I believe in God. Am I like an Iblis? To start with, yes. Like, Iblis started there too. So when you say, I accept God, the creator, and everything is created by Him, am I not superior to angels? No. You are equal to Iblis yet. Let alone the angels. Now we are able to really be better than angels, get to the better level than angels, but to start with, it is necessary that to accept that God is the creator, of course, without which we cannot do anything. So, after accepting that God is the creator, we should be careful. We are not done. Wow, this man is, Ramadan is the month of easiness. This man makes religion difficult for us. No, it's better. It's much better to understand, to realize that God is the creator, but this is just the beginning, and it is not a better situation than what Iblis was. So I have to make progress, which means let me know who God is. For example, Iblis used his own reasoning here and attributed the superiority or betterness or good, being good in the eye of God to his own reasoning, and he said, I am better. Now we are arguing. Why are you better than Adam? Because I am created out of fire. So what? And that's the Iblisic reasoning. So what? So you are created out of fire, okay, but why do you claim that you are better than Adam, who is created out of clay? So who said that fire is better than clay? Iblis said. It's Iblisic, isn't it? Reasoning. So I made up this word. I don't think it exists in English. If you don't want to be an Iblis-like believer, you have to have a right stand within the creation. Yeah, but that is important. It means, yes, I know I am created, but my creator is my educator. So I'll go to class. This is the universe. Class is this, the universe. So the teacher will speak to me, God will guide me, and I will listen to him, and of course I'll get out of class, not out of the universe, but out of my awareness, consciousness of that I am being under instruction. Now God is instructing me what to do in this world. So I am in this class, I have to learn. In my practical life, what is happening? Teaching process is still continuing. Yeah, when you come to masjid and listen to somebody who speaks to you, or when you read the Quran, that is the teaching time. I'm learning. When you close the Mus'haf, we usually read the Mus'haf and close the Mus'haf. That you cannot close Quran anyways. That take just a one side note here. So Quran teaches continuously, speaks continuously. So when we close the Mus'haf and then go to my family life, and my wife says something, I said, who are you who are telling me this? I was being in the course, and the course was saying everything from God is good. And who created this way? No. God created it. So God is giving me a practical test. Yeah. If you don't take take notice of this gradual process, which really takes place in our life continuously, we become a defender like Iblis is here. So be careful. So we have to develop. Let's go on forward. Anybody? Come on, one more. Yep.
حسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون.
So, thank you. So, anybody from English wise? Come on, read it. I think you can read it. You know how to read it.
Do men think that they will be left alone on saying, we believe, and that they will not be tested?
Look, I didn't play with the word tested translation, right? You can study. There are many kinds, but of course, it depends on what we understand from the word test. Sometimes we say testing means putting me on a severe condition, whether I will be patient enough. Okay, God, you are really powerful and you are torturing me. You have every right to torture me. I have to endure you. Is it really going through test? No, you are just cursing God within yourself, but you cannot challenge Him because He's your creator. It's not really the test. So we have to understand this test as a way of educating, training me, teaching me exactly, practically what I said. I said, "أن يقولوا آمنا," when they say, we believe, okay, you believe that you are created, you believe that you have a creator, okay, now, develop your all human qualities accordingly, alongside with it. How? I'll teach you now. There are sometimes hardships, sometimes pleasant creation. So you will go through all this, and then you will be given opportunity to learn and to improve your human qualities in order to know who you are, in order to know who your creator is. So when I say, I believe in God, and I am done. And of course, if there was another person who might have said, no. When you believe in God, it is not the end of it. You have some religious duties to do. No. You are going to be subjected to test in order to progress. These religious duties, so-called rituals, are a part of it, but not whole of it. They are in reality the representative of your own development in the process. To your prayer. For example, God willing, we are going to perform the prayer, Maghrib prayer, 3 rekah, 3 units. So this 3 units will represent your conclusion from the time of afternoon to the sunset of your life experience. You are there to present your conclusion. So what is important? Yes, of course, to present your conclusion when sun sets is important, but the heart of this presentation, the crux of this presentation, the core of this presentation is the result of your test until that time. How much progress you did, so that you will say, I learned during these last 3 hours that you created such and things. So you come and present God, your progress. Or if you have not done any progress, you have nothing much to present. So testing means giving the opportunity to make this progress. So you will have some difficulties, and then you will overcome it. You will learn who you are, what you are expected to do as a created being, as God's created being, but with huge capacities to develop. So they are really giving the facilities to develop themselves, that we have to use them. We shouldn't get angry at all when the teacher gives us a test that we may not know. You say, oh, I didn't know. That the teacher is happy. Why? This guy noticed that he has not paid enough attention to the class. So he now realized what he has missed. God is happy. That's what God says in the Quran. If you do any mistake, don't worry about it. Come to me and ask for forgiveness. Why? That was the point. To make you realize that you have missed something in the class. That's why, if you like, as soon as you turn back to God, means tawbah, return, repent, then you have accomplished your mission. Yeah, you made the progress now because you have noticed what you have done was wrong. That is the point. If someone cheats himself, saying that yes, I noticed, but never never does what is expected to do. He cheats himself. Now we are talking in a normal, innocent, and sincere human being. So the more we realize our mistakes, the better progress we do, and God is happy because the purpose of test was to make us realize our weak points. Right? Do we have some questions so far? Yeah.
One thing I don't understand about the analogy of the teacher and student is when a teacher gives a quiz, for example, and the student may think he did good, but then turns out that he answered some of the questions wrong, the teacher will tell him, you answered some of the questions wrong. How do you take that analogy to our lives and say, well, if I have a test, sometimes I don't know if I did it correctly or wrong, and who is going to tell me that I did it wrong?
So, do you know that every moment we are being tested, we are given a test, so we have to pay attention to it. God repeats the creation. That every moment of the creation has been repeated, if you like. There is no set creation. It means there is no static creation. Have you noticed that? So if you missed, for example, if I missed my test during spring and the summer comes, the fall comes, the winter comes, the spring comes again, and I am given another opportunity. The life is nothing but really full of tests. So if I don't know my mistakes, it depends about my attitude towards myself. If I have an intention, that I have to find out the real reason why I am here in this world, I will be alerted about everything happens to me, and I will look into it and not taken anything for granted. Yeah. For example, if one says, I'm a Muslim, I practice I do my religious duties, okay, and I'm done, and this man will have no way to learn from his mistakes and from the test. Because although the creation is dynamic, he made himself static. So they cannot learn. God is carrying on his creation and giving new opportunities means new tests, in order to let this guy learn and, if you like, look at himself and critically what I am doing right or wrong, because we have been given the ability to choose between right and wrong. So anytime I make a decision, I have to say, I have to ask, because human beings, by definition, human beings are intelligent beings. It means aware of their existence. Human beings are aware of their existence, aware of the existence of the things around them, and they are able to understand the purpose in creation. Everything is left to me. All the, if you like, how do you say, all the technological gadgets and devices are prepared by God in class. There is no tuition fee, free. Everything is prepared by God, but the students are free. They can come, they may listen to the teacher or the professor, they may not listen to the professor, even they deny that they are in the class. They start playing. Or nowadays they don't play, they text rather than listening to the professor. They text and they do that. so, okay, they are free. But the teacher carries on teaching the class and giving the tests to the people and preparing the lab conditions for them and say that, okay, come on, apply what you learned now in the lab. Continuously. It means it is left to my choice. So the answer. But God keeps. God is not tired of creating. We know that لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. Yeah, he's not tired of لا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي حفظهما ولا يؤوده حفظهما. It means he is not tired of really sustaining the existence of the heavens and earth. It means everything. So he carries on. We know that this is the universe here out there. But it is up to me now whether I will take notice of what is created or I will ignore. I'm free. So that is the beauty of it, you know. If we make a progress, everything is created by God, but I am free whether I will make the progress or join the process of progressing or not. So it's human freedom. Yes, it's beautiful to be free. That is why I can make progress. If I wasn't free, obliged to follow the rules, it means I would be static. It is a very bad thing. Some human beings don't like. No one wants to be static. No one wants to sit here, do nothing. So everybody wants to move something, learn something, react something around whatever happens around him. So it is a beauty in human freedom. So it means believing in God as the creator is the beginning, but beginning of the progress. Now you say, okay, I'm created and my Lord is going to give me opportunity to learn better in order to improve myself. It means get to know him, who he is really. So in the description of the Quran, if we'll notice, be careful, for example, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. That is this, Huwa Allahu. Huwa, everybody knows the creator. Huwa Allahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, or Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illahu. I think one day we have to study all this, what it means. Huwa means the creator, but I don't know who he is. Huwa means he, she, it. Yeah? He, she, he, it. Doesn't matter. Huwa. Not she in grammatically, but it or who, he, doesn't matter. Gender free. Huwa. So, huwa, if the creator, we know that الذي لا إله إلا هو الله الذي هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. That's what the Quran really presents, this process in its description of God. It means it teaches us. So we have to really go through this process of testing or opportunities in order to know who the creator or that creator is. We are given more opportunities. So without these opportunities, no one is responsible. So I said, Allah, God is the creator, and there is no opportunity, then I will. It means I would, if I don't get any test, I won't make any progress. I will not make any progress. So we have to take this advantage. Okay? One more? Inshallah, we have some. Somebody? Bismillah.
وإن تصبهم حسنة يقولوا هذه من عند الله وإن تصبهم سيئة يقولوا هذه من عندك قل كل من عند الله.
Now I'm going to use two seemingly contradictory verses, of which is this one first, because the kullu min indillah. Let's read the English translation. Somebody? So, yeah.
And if some good reaches them, they say, "This is from God." But if some evil befalls them, they say, "This is from you." Say, all are from God.
Say all are from. This is from you. Most of the commentators, because of the context, you means the prophet or the believers, they say. But I love sometimes when it allows, of course, grammatically, to put it in a practical way and say, this is from you. It means anything created. And it means from the causal world, an element from the causal world. So let something good happen, I'm happy with God, God created. And something with bad happens, I start accusing the others. You know, the bad weather, bad guy, bad administration, bad president, yeah, other bad organizers, etc., etc. Look, from you, bad things are from you. When it is good, I don't really ask much. This is very why. For example, we hear that, let's say in Bangladesh, not Bangladesh, somewhere else, and Ethiopia, 100 people died of hunger. Oh God, it's very bad. So, who are they? The children, most the children. Oh, we start saying that why God allow the children, why does God allow children to die? We of course, we react. It's a test. Which kind of test? We are going to learn something. And God says, how many people are there in the world? 6 point something billion, not million, billion. When they are fed yesterday, did you ask who fed them? God fed them. It's good God. But when it comes to 100 people who are suffering from lack of nourishment or lack of food and maybe hunger and die, well, possible. Yeah, that's the word. So we say, we start accusing others now. God says, just a minute, calm down. I created all of them. Here it is, all are from me. Say, قل كل من عند الله. It means 6 billion are died. 6 billion people, sorry, not that. 6 billion are taken care of. They are fed well. I did it. Yes, I created this event. And 100 people died of hunger. I created that event. So here, the God in this verse says, it is me who created this event. Don't attribute the creation of the event to anything, because they are not the creators. So, for example, I may be a nasty man and hit Habib. Sorry, he doesn't. So I hit Habib and I hurt him, and he is in pain now. This event is created by God. Excuse me. This event is created by God. Right. But I prefer to hit him and give him a pain. Well, that's my preference. That is another subject. But the creator of the event is by God. That verse teaches me when you look at the creation, existence of anything, you should attribute it to the Creator, because there is no creator other than the Creator of the universe. Right? We have to make sure that the creation side of the event is by God. For example, God is teaching in the class, the analogy, we are going back to this analogy again. So God is teaching in the class, all the explanations are from God. And at the end of the class, there is a quiz, test. So test is also given by God. Right. So we will make a distinction, we will be careful to make this distinction between creating a thing is different from human beings' usage of free will and interpreting or misusing the created objects, misusing, abusing the created things, and interpret them in a bad way, in the wrong way. It is up to me. I can interpret it, I can abuse it. And I am allowed, for example, I go out, here is the garden, I can grow a tree there, can I? I mean, I cannot grow it, but I put the seed in it, sorry? Yeah, I put the seed in it and ask God to create it for me. But I am not the creator, but I can choose to put the seed in the garden. And also I am free. I may be jealous of my neighbor. When he puts the seed in the garden, I can dig the soil up and take the seed away, and there is no tree. But it's possible, isn't it? So human beings, what we do the same thing under the name of scientific terminology now, competition, liberal economy. I can dig up under the how do you say, foundations of a company and make it collapse, so that my company will be the only company, so I can monopolize the market. This is a human being. We are free to do that. So when I ask God to grow a tree, He creates a tree. When I ask God not to grow a tree, He doesn't create a tree. He says everything is from me, creation-wise. But choosing to put the seed in the soil, or not choosing the seed in the soil, or taking the seed out of the soil, yeah, or a squirrel comes and takes the seed and eats it. That's it. So it is, the creation side belongs to God, but choosing is mostly on human beings, free will. So we have to keep the balance. We can study this. Actually, I'm thinking about having a longer discussion on the matter related to qadar. It means how we should understand the relationship between divine determining and human free will, and how we should really keep the balance between it, how we should explain it and interpret it. Today, just side information. So our subject is, pay attention that everything is created is by God. Okay, once more. Another? Please, don't waste time. We don't have much time. Anybody? Okay.
ما أصابك من حسنة فمن الله وما أصابك من سيئة فمن نفسك.
Oh, I'm joking. God changed his mind. That's another verse. Now he says, what? You said everything is from me. كل من عند الله. Now you changed your mind. What's going on? Okay, how the verse is translated into English? Somebody? Yes?
Whatever good happens to you is from God, and whatever evil befalls you is from yourself.
So what happened now? Now that's what really why I said that seemingly contradictory verses. Now, good, hasana, is from God, that is, everything is created from God is good. It's good. So if you are happy with it, that's up to you. If you are not happy with it, that's up to you. But if you interpret the creation as a bad one, that is your interpretation. Do you understand? That's your interpretation. So let's say I was healthy, I took it for granted, I am happy running and going up and down and playing, everything, okay? I'm enjoying my, and suddenly one day I fall ill. I said, oh, it's a horrible headache, and my chest is aching, etc., etc. And when I say horrible, that word is from me. That interpretation is from me. But the creation of illness is good because it's a test. It lets me understand many things. Who I am, who is giving health, etc. Right? Oh, it's a good test. You know, if you yourself have experienced any illness, you realize that, oh God, I have really forgotten the purpose of my existence in this world. I took everything for granted, and thank God that I had a couple of days, you know, headache, etc. I realized that how beautiful, how really beautiful grace it was to have health or a healthy life. So then I said, oh, why can I not why can I not have a healthy life? I can't because I can't create health. Where did I get the health? That's test. It's a quiz at the end of the class. There's a quiz. Now, do you know that your Creator is also creates your health? You cannot take your health for granted. It is also giving you health. It is also the one who gives health to 6 billion people. That's really true. I never thought of God as the health giver. For example, my life, for example, I took it for granted that I am alive now, but it is a gift. How do I know? When I hear that somebody has died, I say, oh, I pale, of course. Died, really? And I remember, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, brother. But why? So I said, I'm going to die as well. Really? Yes, really, I'm going to die. By God, I'm going to die, sure. It means my life is temporary. Can I secure it? No, I can have a life insurance, but can they secure? No, they cannot secure my life. But when I die, they pay for my corpse. For my funeral. It's funeral expenses. Is it life insurance? They are cheating me, aren't they? So think the value of your life, and this is the reality. Your Creator is life giver as well. That's good. Somebody wanted to say here, I've seen somebody's hand raising up. Don't be harsh with me. Don't ask hard questions. It's like, okay.
I noticed that the popular rhetoric amongst many lecturers is that the source of all trials either has to do with attachments of the heart or to make way for better things. However, those seems to be really simplistic slogans that don't really address like emotional, intellectual, or deeply spiritual realities of what trials bring. Is there a ultimate lesson in trials? Is there, like, for example, like an ultimate goal? I mean, aside from, of course, the meeting with the Creator, is there a source for all these trials like that we need to address specifically a particular disease or a particular lesson that, or like a particular ultimate lesson in trials?
If you don't mind, I don't understand the word ultimate lesson. Ultimate?
Ultimate lesson, yeah. Like,
What does it say?
is there a final lesson that
ultimate.
we're building up,
That's my pronunciation is ultimate. So, shall I teach you how to speak English? And in my way? No, I read the book from the book. What I do, I spell the word out according to my mother tongue. So, it is in my mother tongue, ultimate. So, okay, yes. To train you, give you as an educator, God, the Creator, is an educator, is educating you how to develop and utilize your human qualities in order to know the qualities of the Creator of those qualities. So, you know, these two balance. So, you need health, okay? You don't want illness. Yeah. So, God is the one who is the Creator of health. So this need of health is given to you in order to know that your Creator is at the same time health giver. So this is a test given to you to attach your quality of loving health to loving health giver God, the Creator. So they are all really, if you like, encouraging us, to dragging us to the source of those qualities that we want. So because we cannot provide any of what we want. They are all given to us. The problem is we take it for granted that they are with us. God sometimes takes them away and lets us realize that they are not yours. They are given to you. Now it is time for you to realize who gave it to you. Now think about it. So it is a good experience. It's a good way of really attaching myself, connecting myself to my origin of existence. That is very important, the origin of the existence of my human qualities. That is the relationship. It means if something happens to me, it is a call from my Creator, come and connect yourself to me. It means really renew your contract with me, covenant with me. So you say, health is from my Creator, life is from my Creator. For example, the ability to think is from my Creator, ability to choose is from my Creator. Nothing is from me. And nothing else in this world can create my free will, can create my life. It is a call. That's why in Islamic tradition, especially within the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, what we conclude from their teaching, God gives the so-called calamities to those whom God loves, not hates or punishes. Be careful. Loves, because He wants them to come to Him, to connect Him. So remember Him. That is the purpose of test. Test is education. Test is not punishment. Test is not curse. Test is education. That's what we have to understand. That's why if something happens to me, if I see it as good, I can easily attribute it to God and say that this is from my God. If I see it bad, I am not allowed to attribute my interpretation of this event as a bad thing to happen. It belongs to me. I'm responsible for it. So if someone really gets angry with anything created, you know, it's snowing and freezing and stormy, but when you say it's horrible, it is from me. It is under my, it is within my responsibility to call it horrible weather. And it's my responsibility. God says in this verse, creation of the weather is my act of creation. Interpretation of it as a bad is your interpretation. That makes that is what these seemingly contradictory verses are teaching us. Yeah, كل من عند الله, but وما أصابك من سيئة فمن نفسك. It means your, if you like, cursed ego interpreted in the bad way. Watch out. Do you understand? You are interpreting in the bad way. Who said that weather is bad? Who said that hot summer is bad? If you like, ask the plants, vegetables, they love us summer. That's why they are growing. And God is really giving us a good opportunity to realize that everything is taken care of under His wisdom. Even those called natural calamities are also created in order to teach us that nothing you can take it for granted. No one can say that the earth is going to revolve on its round as you enjoy it all the time. You cannot guarantee. Sometimes in a few seconds, 5, 6, 7 seconds, shake some places. So you see, yeah, it is given, it is provided. You cannot take it for granted. You know that it is under control. It doesn't happen by itself. So be careful, there is no natural disasters. Who calls them disasters? It's His interpretation. Why don't we call them as divine opportunity to teach human beings, to educate them, to realize their own real reality, who they are. Okay. Mm-hmm.
But don't you also have a responsibility to try to prevent some of these
Sorry?
things from happening? To try to prevent some
That's your
things
choice.
that we would label as bad. We would try to prevent it, right?
Yeah, that's why. You are given the free will.
Yes.
So
Like something like
you
an
have to
earthquake,
prevent
for
it.
example, we would want to try to prevent human loss, right?
But that is different. Now we are talking about for example, I am ill, okay? I fell down, fainted. And what do? You take me, if there is somebody who is educated in the medical studies, and then it's a doctor who takes care of me. But if someone says it was bad, we are talking about this interpretation, this concept of bad, labeling the event as bad. So it is the way to teach me that I shouldn't want it, but I should not label it as a bad action, creation, right? I should avoid it. That's my free will. That's why I'm giving the free will. But we are talking about interpretation. Thank you for bringing up that interpretation is different from my responsibility, right? So interpretation is talked here, is the subject of the verse here. So if you say something is bad, it is from you, that's your interpretation. So be careful. What are you going to do if something unwanted, undesired, or disliked happens? Try to avoid it, but never say it is a bad creation. It is a good way of learning, and it is the way that the educator is really training us, or the angels that are invading. So inshallah, let's stop here. We can carry on, but next Wednesday we may have a guest speaker. Most probably we will have. It's almost done. Thank you very much. Thank you. So بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة. Inshallah, next Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and really, how do you say, a very intelligent and very kind and delicate lady is going to teach us something. And inshallah, no one would like to miss it. If you miss it, you will be sorry. So inshallah, she will come from Philadelphia. Okay. Thank you. So you have your question.